I've walked through nights that had no name, no fire, no voice, no one to blame. But in the hush I found a way to take one breath, then one more day. Through the still I learned to stand, not with noise but open hands. No answers came, no shining sign, but something quiet said you're fine. Oh, 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 oh. I've waited long with nothing near, just wind and sky and distant fear. But somehow in that empty place I found a soft, familiar grace. Through the still I learned to stand, not with noise but open hands. No answers came, no shining sign, but something quiet said you're fine. You don't need much to make it through. Sometimes the silence carries you. Through the still you find your breath, you learn to live with what is left. And in the space that once felt gone, you realize you still belong.
You close the door without a sound, no final words, no turning round. It wasn't loud, it wasn't grand, just slipped like water from my hand. A small goodbye, but it stayed, echoed in the quiet days. No need for storms or final cries. You left with just a small goodbye. Your coat still hangs, the chair still leans, like nothing's changed in all these scenes. But air feels different when you go, the silence louder than I know. A small goodbye, but it stayed, echoed in the quiet days. No need for storms or final cries. You left with just a small goodbye. Peace can hurt the most when loss is dressed in gentle ghosts. A small goodbye, soft and true, but it carried all of you. No slammed door doors, no reason why, just just the weight of one small goodbye.
You wrote it down, but never mailed. A truth too soft, too deep, too frail. Each word away, you couldn't share. So you just placed it in the air. Letters you'll never send, stories with no end, but they live inside your chest, folded deep. You did your best. You spoke to stars, to empty rooms, to silent nights and distant moons. And though no one heard your part, you still wrote straight from the heart. Letters you'll never send, stories with no end, but they live inside your chest, folded deep. You did your best. Not every truth needs to be shown. Some words were meant for you alone. Letters you'll never send still rise on breathless wind. You may not say them loud or clear, but in your quiet they appear.
You move through days without a sound. No spotlight there, no cheering crowd. But every step you choose to take is more than noise or grand display. Even when you don't see it, your quiet light still won't quit. Every breath and every care leaves something hopeful in the air. They won't know what you've been through, the storms that gently shaped you too. But in your eyes a steady glow, a warmth that never needs to show. Even when you don't see it, your quiet light still won't quit. Every breath and every care leaves something hopeful in the air. It's not the loud that always shines. Some hearts are made under someone's grave. You keep the peace the world forgets, even when you don't see it.
You held the night without a sound, while all the noise came crashing down. You didn't flinch, you didn't run, you waited quietly for sun.
I saw your hands begin to shake, but still you stayed, you didn't break. The calm you kept, though shadows grew, it gave me strength to stand with you. Holding on for soft tomorrows, through the weight and through the sorrows. Not with fire, but with grace, we make the dark a kinder place. You didn't promise it'd be bright, you only stayed throughout the night, and that was more than words could show. You made me feel I'm not alone. You gave me space to fall and breathe, and never once asked me to leave. You met my pain without a plan, and held it with your open hand. Holding on for soft tomorrows, through the weight and through the sorrows. Not with fire, but with grace, we make the dark. It's not the storm that tells our story, it's how we share the quiet glory. Holding on for soft tomorrows, not to win but just to follow. Holding on for soft tomorrows, not to win but just to follow. Each small light that softly grows in love that only silence knows.
I watched you leave without a word. My voice was there but never heard. The silence wrapped around my chest, with all the things I left unpressed, the things I never said to you, still echo when the sky turns blue. 1,000 thoughts that stayed inside. Now walk with me like shifting tide. I meant to tell you you were light, that even lost you shone so bright, but fear kept every word at bay, and time just slowly slipped away. The things I never said to you still echo when the sky turns blue. 1,000 thoughts that stayed inside. Now walk with me like shifting tide. If I could fold the days back in, I'd start with you, I'd speak again. The things I never said remain, like quiet songs behind the rain. But in this silence, hear me true. A part of me still sings for you.
I didn't shout, I didn't plead, just nodded once and let it be. A quiet yes, a gentle sound that shook my world without a bound. It didn't come with sparks or fire, no climbing up a burning wire. It came with breath and open space, a quiet yes, a soft embrace. You didn't ask for grand displays, just stayed with me through harder days. And in your eyes I saw it clear, the quiet yes I needed here. It didn't come with sparks or fire, no climbing up a burning wire. It came with breath and open space, a quiet yes, a soft embrace. And though the world kept brushing past, that quiet yes was built to last. No need to roar, no need to prove, a quiet yes can always move. The strongest love doesn't impress, it lives within a quiet yes.
You're not quite gone, you're not quite here. You breathe between the doubt and fear.
But I can feel you reaching still, a heart that moves against its will.
I'm learning how to not let go of pieces that still need to grow. You hold the space I cannot name, and love me even when I change. In the time between the now and then, we find the strength to try again. You don't rush me, I don't flee. We meet inside uncertainty. Some days I'm strong, some days I hide, This quiet place will hold us here. In the time between the now and then, we find the strength to try again. You don't rush me, I don't flee. We meet inside uncertainty. Let the stillness be enough. We are building out of trust. In the time between the pain and peace, we learn the art of slow release. And when the world forgets to see, I'll be with you in the in-between. In the time between the pain and peace, we learn the art of slow release. And when the world forgets to see, I'll be with you in the in-between. I wasn't easy to be near. My words were sharp, my thoughts unclear. The walls I built were high and wide, but still you stayed right by my side. And still you stayed through every storm. When I was cold, you kept me warm. You didn't need a single wind, just kept on standing, letting me. You held your ground when I let go, and met my silence blow for blow. You didn't ask for more than truth, just stayed when I forgot my youth. And still you stayed through every storm. When I was cold, you kept me warm. You didn't need a single wind, just kept on standing, letting me in. Some love don't need a shining state. It grows in pain, it learns from age. And still you stay, and that's enough. Through all my sharp and all my rough, you love the parts I tried to hide, and chose to stay and stand with pride. You don't feel bright, you don't feel strong. The days feel stretched, the nights too long. But in this hush, beneath the weight, a tiny voice says, just wait. It's the quiet before the bloom, a gentle breath inside the room. You're growing where no one can see. Be patient, love, just let it be.
just in your becoming state. The soil is dark, the cold is near, but something soft is drawing near. It's the quiet before the bloom, a gentle breath inside the room. You're growing where no one can see. Be patient, love. Just let it be. And when the light begins to bend, you'll rise again, but not pretend. It's the quiet before the bloom, the stillness that creates your room. You don't need proof to be in place. This quiet holds true, truest grace. You didn't ask for days like this, where all you feel is what you miss. But somehow through the heavy gray, you found one reason still to stay. Even this has beauty still, in broken parts and quiet will. You didn't shine, you didn't flee, but that alone is bravery. The world might call it not enough to cry and still keep standing up, but I have seen the grace you bring in every crack and quiet thing. Even this has beauty still, in broken parts and quiet will. You didn't shine, you didn't flee, but that alone is bravery. It's not the light that makes you glow, it's choosing love when pain won't go. Even this has beauty too, the dark, the tears, the fight in you. You held it all and didn't run, and that's how healing has begun. and leave you with no place to turn. But even when the fire's high, something soft still won't say goodbye. Something soft survives the fall, a whisper heard above it all. You may not see it in the fight, but it returns with morning light. You held your breath through storms and dust, let go of things you had to trust. And still beneath the noise and cries, something soft begins to rise. Something soft survives the fall, a whisper heard above it all. You may not see it in the fight, but it returns with morning light. You are not weak for being kind. You are the thread that holds the line. Something soft survives in you, the gentle part that pulled you through. You didn't need to roar or shout, just stayed when others all burned out.
We never said the deepest part, but I could hear it in your heart. No need for letters, no clear signs. We spoke between the quiet lines.
You never asked for more than this, just held my hand and didn't miss. The way I blinked, the way I froze, you always seemed to know.
Between the lines we keep, our promises run deep. No shouting words, no need in proof, just silent steps that tell the truth.
I saw the worry in your eyes, though you just smiled and said I'm fine. And so I stayed and didn't press.
Some things are love and gentleness. And when I couldn't find my voice, you let me feel I still had choice. You gave me room, you gave me grace, and met me there in that still place. Between the lines we keep, our promises run deep. No shouting words, no need in proof, just silent steps that tell the truth. Some stories don't need touch, a pause, a knowing glance that gives our silence one more chance. Between the lines we keep, our promises run deep. No shouting words, no needing proof, just silent steps that tell the truth.
You don't need to raise your voice to show your heart, to make a choice. There's power in the way you sing, so soft, so slow, like whispered spring. You're made of gentle things, like quiet love and steady wings. You hold the world without a sound and lift it softly off the ground. You don't need armor, don't need fire. Your warmth is what the cold admires. You heal without a single scar, by just being who you are. You're made of gentle things, like quiet love and steady wings. You hold the world without a sound and lift it softly off the ground. They may not see the strength you give, but you're the reason some still live. You're made of gentle things, like morning light and timeless springs. You don't demand, you only show that quiet hearts still help us grow. I didn't hear you at the door. No thunder step, no grand uproar. You simply stood there in the light, and everything began to feel right. Your quiet arrival changed the air. With nothing loud, you showed you care. You didn't try to make me bend, you just showed up and let me mend. I built my walls so carefully, but you sat down and let me be. You asked no questions, gave no rule, just made the silence feel less cruel. Your quiet arrival changed the air. With nothing loud, you showed you care. You didn't try to make me bend, you just showed up and let me mend. Not every some simply whisper through the rain. Your quiet arrival meant the most, more than any promised toast. You didn't need to fix or try, you stayed and taught my heart to say.
I didn't know the words to say, so I just chose to sit and stay. You look for answers in my face, but all I gave was quiet space. When silence meant I cared, though nothing loud was shared, I stayed right there, I didn't move. That's all I had to prove. I had to prove. I watched you break, I felt the ache, but feared the wrong words I might make. So I just held the air with you, hoping you'd feel what silence knew. When silence meant I cared, though nothing loud was shared, I stayed right there, I didn't move. That's all I had to prove. I had to prove. Some love is not in how we speak, it's in the way we choose to keep. When silence meant I cared, it lingered in the air. I may not speak in practiced lines, but still I gave you all that's mine. I spoke to no one in the dark, just whispered truths with beating heart. No answer came, no comfort near, but rain fell close enough to hear the way rain listens, soft and slow, like someone saying I still know. You don't need words to feel the sound. Some love just settles shadows on the ground. I never cried for all to see, but sky still wept instead of me. And in that hush I understood some silence hurts because it should. The way rain listens, soft and slow, like someone saying I still know. You don't need words to feel the sound. Some love just settles on the ground. And when the storm feels far too wide, the rain just stays and stands beside. The way rain listens, pure and kind, hears every ache you leave behind. And in the dark it falls like grace, a quiet friend that keeps its place. Used to think love had to shout to break the dark and drown the doubt, but then you came without a sound and showed me where the truth is found.
You didn't promise, didn't chase, you only held a quiet space.
And in that calm I felt it grow,
a kind of love that moves so slow.
Where love waits quietly, we stay, not rushing through, not swept away,
just breathing in and letting be. In silent strength, you're here with me. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
I never knew that soft could last, that peace could bloom from all we've passed.
But in your eyes I saw it clear, love doesn't need to draw near.
It's in the moments left unsaid, the way you tuck the fear to bed.
You never asked for me to prove, just let me rest and slowly move. Where love waits quietly, we stay, not rushing through, not swept away, just breathing in and letting be. In silent strength, you're here with me.
We don't need noise to feel it true, love lives in everything you do.
Where love waits quietly, we'll go through changing winds, through falling snow. And when the world forgets to see, I'll still be where love waits quietly.
You came and went without a sound, like wind that that lifts but doesn't pound. You didn't try to change the room, just sway the light and stir the gloom. Like wind in the curtains, soft and low, you move through me and let me know not all love needs to break the glass. Some simply come and gently pass. You stayed just long enough to show that peace can come and softly go. No storm, no fire, no grand display, just presence that won't drift away. Like wind in the curtains, soft and low, you move through me and let me know not all love needs to break the glass. Some simply come and gently pass. And though you didn't leave a scar, you're still the hush in where you are. Like wind in the curtains, you remain a tender thread that soothes the strain. I didn't hold, I didn't bind, but still you linger in my mind. You lost some friends along the road. Some dreams collapsed beneath the load. But even when the lights grow dim, there's still a song you softly hum. What still remains is more than dust. It's in the hands you choose to trust. The way you stay, the way you bend, the quiet love you never end. You've seen the days that break your name and walk through loss you couldn't name. But even through the shattered sky, there's still a truth that never dies. What still remains is more than dust. It's in the hands you choose to trust. The way you stay, the way you bend, the quiet love you never end. You've held on when there was no call, and that alone says it all. what still remains you hold so near, a strength that lives beneath the fear. Though time may take, though storms may strain, you're made of what still will remain. Ooh, ooh. I didn't swear beneath the stars, no burning vow, no battle scars. I only said I'd hold your hand when all the world won't understand. The softest promise ever made, no noise, no oath that time could fade. Just quiet truth, I let you see that you are safe right here with me. I won't pretend I know the way, but I'll walk with you every day. You don't need strength to hold me near, just breathe and let me meet your fear. The softest promise ever made, no noise, no oath that time could fade. Just quiet truth, I let you see that you are safe right here with me. It's not in gold, it's not in flame, it's showing up when it still rains. It's not in gold, it's not in flame, it's showing up when it still rains. The softest promise still holds true, not wrapped in words but found in you. Through quiet hours and longer nights, my love remains without the lights. Ooh, 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 ooh. We didn't speak, we didn't rush, just let the moment hold the hush. No answers came, and that's okay. Some love is quiet, not cliche.
You didn't ask for me to fix, you only leaned and that was it. No pressure made, no words were forced, we let the stillness run its course.
Together in the pause we stayed, no need to run, no need to fade. We didn't move, we didn't flee, we let the silence carry me.
I saw the storm behind your eyes and held it without asking why. Not every wound must be explained, some pain is best when left unnamed.
And in that space you gave me room
to breathe without the need to bloom. You didn't need to see me smile, you simply stayed, and that's worthwhile. Together in the pause we stayed, no need to run, no need to fade. We didn't move, we didn't flee. We let the silence carry me.
And in that quiet,
Love was clear,
not in the words,
but staying near. Together in the pause will be a little stillness endlessly when nothing more is left to say. We're loving all the silent ways. Together in the pause we stay.